classes where I usually practice with you. Because we're in the studio, I'll do a kind of a combination of practicing and walking around. So I'll probably walk off camera, or I'm just standing at the top of the mat just giving instruction. So I'll do my best to give you good verbal instruction so you can follow along. So go ahead and stand near the top of your mat with your feet about hip distance apart, toes forward, just to, for a moment, just connect to alignment in your own body, especially the lower half of your body, even just for a few seconds, just to notice and feel. But if you need to change this posturing, please feel free. If you need to step out a little wider, even turn your feet outward a little bit to make yourself feel more comfortable, please do so, especially along your joints, being aware of your hips, your knees, your ankles. And as you're just making this connection here, take a few deep breaths. You might breathe in deeply through your nose. You can exhale through your nose or out through your mouth. Just to get reacquainted with your breathing. And just continue with slow, steady breaths. This mindful connection. And just consider this your arrival, making your way here to this moment, and perhaps leaving just other things, other responsibilities and obligations, just outside for a moment. This is your time. This is your time. And perhaps tuning in a little bit more with your breath and the sensation of breath. As you inhale, you might feel the breath rising upward to fill up your lungs. So that might be a deep breath in, nice expansiveness in the chest area. As you exhale, as you're able, draw your navel inward towards your spine. Just a light engagement there. This is the abdominal lock. It doesn't have to be too strong at this point, but just an awareness of your center body. Get an inhale to feel the lengthening in your spine, feeling a little taller. And again, breath rising to fill up your lungs. And your exhale, drawing belly in. Feel that light engagement of your abdominal muscles. And just hold here in stillness for a moment as you continue to breathe in and out, continuing your arrival. Let's take 3 more slow, deep breaths, using these breaths to prepare your body to move. And just as a reminder, this is your practice. Move as you need to move in this practice today. Modify, change, shift. Even if there's poses that don't agree with your body today, no worries. Feel free to opt out, choose a different pose, or just find a variation of the posture. Let's get ready to move. Here we go. Inhale, extend your arms all the way up with an inhale. And exhale, we'll fold forward with a good hinge of the hips, bending your knees as much as you need to, and perhaps making your way down to touch your toes. Or maybe your hands land at your shins or ankles. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your shins, your knees, and extend your spine so you're long and flat like a table. We're going to exhale and fold and just make our way down. Just move to your personal depth. Again, you don't have to go all the way down, just to a place that feels just right, and a place where you can hold for a few more minutes or moments, maybe not minutes. Awareness of the sensation in the backs of your legs. Be aware of the curvature of your spine. Yeah, feel free to add movement here. That could be in your shoulders, maybe some circles with your shoulders. Gently shake your head, nod yes, shake your head no, just to be aware of any tension or tightness in your neck or upper back or shoulders. Let's add a movement here. Just inhale and slide your hands back up to the shins or knees. Re-extend your spine. Feel the crown of your head come forward. Exhale, fold again. And if you're able, a complete release, kind of this ragdoll feel, hanging all the way down. Weight, just feel the weighted body. Let's get ready to stand now. Go ahead and shift your weight back into your heels. Bend your knees. Feel like you're going to sit down into a low chair as your upper body starts to lift up. Extend your arms out to the side. We're going to inhale and stand up all the way. That's it, reaching into the air. Then exhale, you can bring your arms down by your side or to heart center, either one. Just hold here for a moment. Take a breath or two. Go through that same sequence again, just making it flow, or half salute. Let's inhale, reach into the air. Good energy through your fingertips. Exhale, let's fold forward. Soft knees. It's okay if your back rounds, maybe touching your toes. Inhale, slide your hands up the legs to help you extend your spine. Again, that long tabletop feeling. Exhale, melt and make your way back down. Perhaps a complete release here at the end as you're able, or if you'd like. Shifting weight into your heels, bend your knees, look forward, extend your arms out to the side. Yes, then inhale, reach up, and exhale, arms back down by your side or to heart center. Good, back to mountain pose. Yeah, feel free to kind of get back into the body here, a little circle of the shoulders. Check in with your head and neck, even your hips, a little hip sway, knees, ankles, toes. Anytime you come back to mountain pose, just feel like you can kind of shake things out a little bit, yeah. And we'll continue with our flow whenever you're ready. Let's inhale, take both arms up into the air, extended mountain pose. Exhale at swan dive or hinge forward, soft knees. Making your way down, maybe touching toes. Inhale, let's slide hands up the shins, extending through the spine, flat back. On the exhale, fold and bend. So you can bring your hands down to the mat and step or walk both feet back into plank pose. Just a high push-up position. Let's hold here for a moment. A couple breaths just to feel the energy and strength of the body in this pose. There you go. Feel free to even lift your hips just a little higher. They can even be at shoulder level, so it doesn't feel like you're going to collapse or sink into your low back. Yeah. Take a breath in. Then exhale. You're going to bend your knees a little. Send your hips up into the air. Yeah. Moving right away into downward facing dog. I just call that a shortcut. Okay. So from plank pose right into downward facing dog. And just as you did in mountain pose when you're standing, add movement here if you like. Or in that forward fold you did, add some flow to the body. A little pedaling of the feet might feel nice to get a stretch through your toes, your calves. Let the knees bend. Your hips might even shift side to side a little bit. Meanwhile, your hands are pretty solid and secure on your mat. You might be pressing firmly into the ground. Good foundation, strong arms, nice lengthened spine. Even here you may want to have a relaxed head and neck. So just check in with your head and neck. A little nod, yes. Shake your head, no. Now let's get ready to move. Once again, breathing in. Fill yourself up. On the exhale, draw belly in. Bend your knees, walk, step, or hop both feet back up to the top of the mat into forward fold. Here, let's inhale, extending through spine, long, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Let's inhale the reverse swan dive. Come up to standing. Here we go. Reach into the air. Exhale right away into chair pose. Chair pose. We're going to move right away into our next flow here. Not here long, just a breath in. In our exhale, nice. Fold forward. Inhale, rise up halfway. We'll call it monkey pose. Exhale, bend your knees enough to bring your hands out to the mat in front. Walk, step, or hop both feet back, plank pose. Just like last time, you're welcome to move right away into downward facing dog, taking the shortcut, or with your exhale, finish your push-up. Bend your elbows, come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to a back bend. It might be a low cobra. It could be upward facing dog. Exhale onto your toes, lifting knees, then hips into the air, downward facing dog. And arrive in this pose. So you might need to adjust or want to adjust your feet, your hands, and the posture. And then we'll continue the flow. When you're ready, inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Just reach back energetically for the wall behind you. Nice. As you exhale, step through. So right foot will come up to the top of the mat in your right hand. Left heel will turn to the floor. Shift your weight back into that foot so you have some good pressure in that back foot. Elongate your torso long out of your right thigh right here so it's long and straight. Then we're going to inhale, hinge from hips, rising up, reaching into the air. Here's Warrior One. We're going to exhale, hinge, and fold again. Hands to the mat in front. Let's step back, plank pose. Finishing the push-up if you'd like, or go right away to down dog, or come down to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, or just choose a mild back bend if you like. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Settling in, make your adjustments with hands and feet. Take a breath right there in stillness. And then a breath to move. Inhale, extend left leg up and back, reaching long, perfect. And exhale it, step through. So left foot now to the top of the mat near left hand. There it is. Right heel turns to the floor. Again, that weight shift back into that foot. So there's balance. Yeah, between the feet, long spine. Then your inhale, go at your own pace. Rising up, reaching up. Here's our first warrior. Exhale, we'll hinge and fold. Bring the hands back down to the ground. Step back, plank pose right there. Finishing your flow as you'd like. Okay, you can even bring knees to the floor first, then chest for chaturanga. That's it. Inhale to an up dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. Nice. All right, we're going to take a seat. So you can just kneel down to take a seat here. You're going to take a seat in the center of your mat. Bring the legs around to the front here. Sit in the center of your mat. Then go ahead and roll down onto your back. When you come down, go ahead and lie down with knees bent and feet flat on the ground like so. And get ready for bridge pose. Feel free to use any props here. So if you have a block or a pillow that you want to use to support your bridge pose, feel free. Before you move, just let the body relax for a few seconds. Take a couple of deep breaths, just kind of melt into the ground. And then we'll reactivate the body. Whenever you're ready, and inhale to fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage your core, giving you energy now to kind of peel away from the floor. So hips lift up into the air with the assist of the feet, of course, pressing into the ground. And hips can just lift. You can just stay just like that or add on, meaning you might rock your upper body a little bit left and right to get your arms and shoulders underneath you a little bit. That might even open up through the chest. This may also allow you to squeeze your shoulder blades together underneath you, which will activate your upper back muscles, providing perhaps some more support for your body in this pose. Another way of supporting yourself is bend your elbows at 90 degrees, where your fingers are reaching for the ceiling. Yeah, like that. And you can press the backs of your arms down into the ground. Yeah, and see if that allows more support, or maybe even more of a lift in the upper body. You've got it. Excellent. Very engaging pose. Lot is activated here. Thighs, hips, belly, chest, even your arms, feet. 2 more breaths. Excellent. Coming out of the pose, start by wiggling your toes forward a little bit. We're just making space to get out of the pose. Extend your arms straight up into the air, and then roll your way down, soft landing. And then, yeah, you can just go ahead and hug knees into chest. Start to gently rock forward and back. No rush, but at some point with a good exhale, rock your way up to seated so you can come to boat pose. Yeah. So your boat pose, of course, is a seated posture. You might have feet lifted, but you can also do this with feet on the ground if you want. If your feet are lifted, maybe activate the feet, flexing the feet or pointing your toes, either one, just to activate the strong legs here. Hold on to the knees, just to help extend the spine. That's an inhale to help you lift and feel a little lighter. Exhaling, draw belly in. So there's our core posture, core strengthening posture. You can hold on for the duration. Feel free to release. You can change this up. You can start to straighten your legs, reach out through your arms, or always go backward a little bit. Okay, always modify. Okay, we're going to move, breathing in. And the exhale will cross legs. If you can, roll forward, hands in front of cross legs, step back, plank pose. Or just bring the hands to the side and just swing the feet back behind you and just make your way into plank. Okay, from here, you're going to set your right knee down, just your right knee, and make sure your right knee is directly underneath your right hip. We're going to make a kickstand with this foot, just going to swing the foot off to the right side, okay? And then we're just going to open up to the left side of the room. Okay, so your left hand will just swing up, heart opens towards the left side of the room, there you go. And you have that knee and leg behind you there on the floor, just for a little balance. Now with your left foot, you can flex the foot just to energize the leg. The foot can stay on the ground, or maybe just float it up into the air if you want. Good, just a nice opening, a little sideways opening here of the body. Does take strength, does take balance. So play with that a bit. And here's our breath in. Then exhale, return to the ground with the left hand, bring the left knee in, bring your right kickstand in. So we're just in our little tabletop here. And then cat and cow. Starting with cow, it's an inhale to look up or forward, arching the back. That's it. Exhale, round it out. And do that a few more times on your own and at your own pace. Just to feel an undulation through the spine. So mobility in the hips. It opens the heart when you do the cow pose. That's the arching of the back, a little back bend feel. It's the heart opener. And then the exhale here is cat when you're drawing belly button up towards spine. You might even notice that nice roundedness in the back. Good. Finish the breath that you're on. Take 2 more. There you go. Again, just another reminder, whenever you need to rest during the practice, just listen to that need and go ahead and take a rest. All right, so we're on our tabletop position here. Let's do the same thing with the other side. So you make a kickstand with your left foot. Let's go ahead and extend the right leg back and the toes can stay on the ground. And then we'll open up sideways now to the right side of the room. Right there. So same thing. Maybe flex the right foot so the leg stays active and strong. Foot can stay on the ground or let it float up into the air as you'd like. Yeah. It's also a hip opener. So as you're able in this position with foot up or foot down, feeling your, what I call your belt buckle, just the center of your body there as if you were wearing a belt, is moving or pushing forward towards the wall you're facing, so towards the right side of the room. Just to open up the hips a little bit more. There it is. Okay, breathe in, and your exhale to return to the earth. Right hand, right knee, bring your left kickstand back in. Maybe 3 breaths, cat and cow. Just again, that undulation of spine. Roundedness in the back, in cat pose, the back bend in cow. And after that 3rd breath, just return to this little tabletop position and return to down dog, but you may step your hands forward a little bit, just a little bit so your hands are out from underneath your shoulders. Spread out your fingers, strong hands and arms, tuck toes, and with an exhale, lift knees and hips, and this should put you in a nice downward facing dog position with minor adjustments. Let's do another flow here. So you're going to inhale, extend right leg up and back. Hold here as you exhale. Just feel the body get longer, reaching, as if you're trying to press your hands deep into the ground while your lifted leg is just reaching for the wall behind you or even towards the ceiling, getting longer. Let's open this up now. Bend your knee, bring your heel down towards backside, lifting the knee into the air just a little bit, which will create a bit of a twist in the spine and certainly a hip opener. Take a breath in. As you exhale, unwind and step through. So your right foot will come up to the top of the mat, picking it up and placing it there if you need to. Then turn left heel to the floor behind you, yes. Find that balance, long torso. Then your inhale, rising to Warrior 1. And exhale here to Warrior 2, so opening towards the left side of the room. That's it, yeah. Some adjustments with feet for balance. Maybe a deeper lunge if that feels good. Nice extension out through the arms. And our side angle, so follow right hand out over right leg to angle the upper half of the body, reaching the right hand forward. Right hand will come down, reaching for the floor, while your left hand reaches towards the ceiling. So another opening posture, kind of like that side plank you just did on the floor when you're on your knee. So very similar. So that same effect or feeling of the imaginary belt buckle, just kind of pushing forward a little bit. You might even feel your upper body kind of leaning back, like you were reaching for something behind you. Just open up a bit more. Okay, breathe in. And we'll exhale and turn, bring hands to the ground. Let's step back into plank pose. Just hold steady there for a second. Another shortcut to down dog. You just soften the knees, hips into the air, downward facing dog. You can always go through the full vinyasa if you want to. Okay, same thing other side. Inhale, extend left leg up into the air. Reach and hold. Okay, exhale there. And just feel that the body get longer. Press into the ground. Reach longer through the lifted left foot. Let's go ahead and open it up. So a bend of the knee, heel comes down towards backside. A lift of the knee will create that little rotation in the spine and the hip opener. Take a breath in. And you exhale, let's unwind it so you can step through. Bringing left foot now to the top of the mat in your left hand, landing lightly. Right heel turns to the ground, shifting weight back. Find that centering and balance, long torso. Then an inhale to hinge up, Warrior 1. And your exhale opening to the right side of the room for your Warrior 2. Good. Yeah, maybe some adjustments with the feet, mainly for balance. Long torso so feel tall. Outstretched arms. Then follow your left hand forward. angled upper body. Rotate arms. Of course, this left hand can touch the floor if you want to, but you certainly don't have to touch the floor. You can be way up high. This left arm could also be bent and resting on top of the thigh if you wanted to. And just in case this feels too deep or it's a little bit too strenuous, that same belt buckle push forward, upper body kind of leaning back or feeling like you're reaching for something behind you with this right hand. Yes, inhale, nice. Exhale, turn the spring hands to the floor, step back, plank pose. Feel free to take that same shortcut to down dog or complete the series, Chaturanga Dandasana. Yes, inhale, up dog, cobra, there's sphinx, that's very nice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle there for a breath or two. Love it. Take a nice full breath in. Exhale, walk, step or hop, both feet up to the top of the mat, stay on your feet. Inhale, extending spine. Exhale, fold. Weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come up to standing, reaching into the air. Exhale, hands to heart or arms down by your side. So that completes that round. Same thing, feel free to kind of shake all that out if you want to. Kind of letting all that go as we prepare for the next portion. Okay, we're going to get into some hamstring stretching a little bit. There's going to be some inversions in our practice today, okay? All right, inhale, let's sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, at swan dive forward. Taking your time, maybe touching toes. Inhale, extending spine, flat back, monkey pose. Exhale, bend your knees, folding, rounding the back, hands to the floor. Hop or step back, plank pose. Come down if you'd like, Chaturanga Dandasana. I'm just going to flow here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Arrive in down dog, make those quick adjustments. Let's continue whenever you're ready to move. And inhale to extend right leg straight up and back. Exhale, step through. So right foot to the top of the mat. Stay here for a second in this runner's lunge. Left heel stays lifted. We're going to high lunge this time. So left heel will stay lifted. All 10 toes are pointing forward, shifting the weight back a little bit so there's less or no weight in your hands. So you can easily hinge from hips and rise up. So it may look something like this. That back heel is lifted. We're reaching high, lunging low. There's a nice hug, yes, of squeezing inner legs towards each other just to help stabilize the legs and this balancing lunge position. Okay, we're going to rise up, okay, because unlocking the hips, pivot left heel to the floor, kind of open up sideways here, arms down to parallel, and then straighten this front leg. Yeah, we're getting ready for a triangle pose. And then reach out over this front straight leg, rotate the arms. Now we're in triangle pose, so very much like side angle, okay, except now this front leg is straight. Yeah, you can kind of choose, again, the depth of this pose. Your hand might be up by your thigh, your knee. It might be low by your shin, ankle, or floor. Just at a place where it feels, okay, I'm feeling that nice hamstring stretch. This feels good. I really don't have to go any deeper. Good. Let's add something here. So we'll take a breath in. So you're going to exhale and just turn your torso. You can follow me. Just turn your torso so you're kind of facing the front of the room and then kind of hinge like this, almost coming to parallel. You don't have to come all the way down to parallel, but just to a point where you're just a little lower. And then take your arms and just reach back, yes, to the back of the room. I'm just going to call this a pyramid pose, a variation of pyramid right there. And you may continue to feel that lengthening and stretch quality in the front hamstring. Stay in this position between a bend your right knee, kind of lunge forward a little bit, sweep your arms forward, and then rise up. You'll be in Warrior One. You're just going to fold again, bring the hands down to the ground, and step back, plank pose. Complete the series as you'd like, and we'll meet together in down dog. So you can come down, create a back bend, and then you're downward facing, and then your adjustments there. All right, let's inhale, extend left leg up and away. And exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Stay there in the runner's lunge. Right heel stays lifted this time, yeah? Finding that centering, no weight in the hands, so you can hinge from hips, rise up, reach up. We'll be here. Yeah? Reaching high, lunging low, you'll get into that right hip flexor, nice lengthening through the sides of the body. Hug to center, that's the legs, belly, and even your arms, or hands squeezing to center. And to kind of get unlocked here, we want to lift, kind of straighten the legs a little bit, then pivot right heel to the floor. You'll turn sideways, arms come down to parallel, and continue to straighten that left leg. Yeah, make some adjustments with the feet if you need to. There you go. And moving into triangle now. So reaching out over left thigh, rotate, left hand comes down, maybe to thigh or knee, maybe shin, right hand up. That same belt buckle is happening here where it's moving forward a little, but not too much. You can even, well actually, you know, with triangle pose, the belt buckle doesn't have to push forward. It doesn't have to. You can actually push your hips back a little bit. And that might allow you to slide the left hand down a little deeper, down closer towards the foot if you want. Noticing where you're experiencing the hamstring stretch or other sensations in the body. Okay, we're going to take a breath in, and our exhale to turn towards the floor. Hinge, maybe coming towards that horizontal line while hands are reaching back. You can always change your footing, that's fine. Reaching back for our pyramid variation. And is there a change in that leg sensation? You still feel it in hamstring? Where else do you feel this? And then a warrior one. We bend the left knee, kind of lunge forwards, swing the arms forward, then hinge your way up, warrior one. And then we'll fold. Yes, bring hands back down to the floor, step back, plank pose, finishing the series as you'd like. Good, and we'll meet up together in downward facing dog. Good. Let's take another seat, so you can just kneel down to take a seat or hop forward, cross legs to take your seat. Now this seat will sit, you might need to scoot back a little bit and extend your legs straight out in front. Flexing the feet here, again, just keeping the legs strong and energized. Let's take staff pose. So your hands are just on the floor by your hips right here, just to push into the floor to help extend spine. So you just feel like you're being lifted. Maybe roll the shoulders back. You can even activate the back muscles, squeezing shoulder blades together. Just a couple breaths here. So we're going for another hamstring stretch, and this is plenty of a hamstring stretch, at least for me it is, just to activate like this. But we will take the fold. All right, whenever you're ready, you can inhale, take the arms straight up. The exhale, just bring the hands down, just your hands to your legs, just wherever they land right there. Then we'll inhale and grow tall again, upper body. Exhale, draw belly in. Just maybe step hands down the legs a little bit, just one step down or forward, hinging at the hips. Okay, so now we've created an angled upper body. You can stay like this if that's enough. If you want to go further or deeper, please feel free. And give yourself the permission to bend your knees, even round your back and lower your head. Maybe you want to go out for those toes. Still at a place where you're going to have a nice stretch and lengthening through the hamstrings, but with the curvature in the spine, you may also get a lengthening through your back body, which might feel good too. So this is Paschimottanasana, or just seated forward fold. Yeah. And all the sensations that arrive in this posture. Taking our time here. So as we take a few more breaths here, feel free to move a little deeper into the fold, or maybe you feel kind of complete with that personal depth and you want to start to soften it up. Please just respond to what your body needs at this moment. Let's go ahead and just take 3 more breaths. And if you're holding on to your feet or your legs, let's release and just reach forward. A nice full inhale just to hinge yourself. Yeah, back up, reaching up to form that capital L shape. Exhale, hands can come back down by your side, press into the floor just to maintain that lengthened spine. This is staff pose. And then soften. Start to lean back, bend the knees so you can easily lean back so you have some balance here. And this, we're going back to boat. This could be your boat, just like this. Heels on the floor, hands on the floor. Or just go ahead and float the feet up if you want. Hold on to the legs, more extension through the spine. The more you lean back, you might find it a little bit more challenging. Just adding a little bit more to the pose if you want. Okay, a couple more breaths. Okay, then you're going to take a little pause. Just bring the heels back down to the floor and feel free just to cross your legs. Just take a moment, grab some water if you want. Let me demonstrate our next little piece. Okay, so we're going to make our way eventually back into a down dog. I'll just show you this. So you're going to make your way back into down dog. You're going to take a leg up. So this is my right leg going up, reaching, just as you did earlier. Just really root firmly into the floor with the hands really reaching through the foot. It doesn't have to lift high, it's just up. Just reaching through the foot. And as it's lifting, and with an exhale, getting some lightness in the hands, you're going to walk your hands towards the foot that's on the floor, bringing that heel all the way to the ground. Just kind of walking yourself to a standing splits. Something like this. Again, okay if that leg doesn't lift very high. We'll be there for a breath or two, and then walking the hands back out to down dog, and we're going to step through. Right there. Coming to a high lunge. Okay, we're going to kind of go through that same sequence we did a little earlier right here. Let me just add on from here since I'm here. So we got to this point. I had you move into a warrior one. So something new here. I'm just going to fold. I'm going to bring this left, I'm going to bring both hands to the floor, take this back and up, bend and twist, stay here, or flip the dog. Okay, into wild thing. Okay, and then we'll flip it back over. And we'll just pause right there, okay? So you're seated at the moment. Let's see if we can go through that little piece of our segment there. Okay, back to boat just briefly, just for a transition. So let's come back out to boat. Inhale here. Exhale, cross legs. Now you just lean to the side and just kind of step back into plank pose or hop back plank and then downward facing dog. Okay, so we're going to work our way to that standing split. So you're going to inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Really get that, that lengthening effect. Even a lightness in the hands. So you can start walking your hands towards left foot. Heel comes down to the floor. There it is. And that right leg is still lifting, even if it's just parallel to the ground. It's still up. You're still working it. And there's your standing splits. Good. A breath or two. You might even fold where your nose touches your knee. Yes? No? Okay. And then walk your hands back out to the top of the mat, returning to the down dog with right leg lifted. Yes. And then right foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Oh, sorry, high lunge. High lunge. So left heel is lifted, shifting the weight back, find that balance. Rise up, high lunge. Hug to center to help with that balance. Once you've found center here, lifting up to unlock, pivot left heel to the floor, turn sideways. I call this triangle prep, okay, because the legs are straight. You're tall here, and then take triangle. Right hand comes forward and down to the knee or shin, or higher or lower. Take a breath in. Exhale, turn torso towards this front leg, coming down towards parallel for our pyramid pose, maybe hands reaching behind you. And then a warrior one, so we'll put a good bend in this right knee, sweep arms forward and up, warrior one, and then fold. Hands to the floor, step back, down dog. So you're going to sweep that right leg up and back, bend and twist, stay here, or flip all the way over into wild thing. It's kind of a twisted back bend, yes. Reaching right hand in the air, perhaps both feet flat on the ground. We're going to inhale, we're going to exhale and flip it back over, right hand down, right leg up. Hold there for a second, just lower this right foot down, return to down dog. If you need to rest, please do so. Otherwise, we're going right away to the other side. You can just catch up if you're taking a rest. Inhale, extend left leg into the air, straight and strong. Good. Getting that lightness in the hands. So start walking hands towards right toes. Right heel comes to the floor. Okay, as the heart lowers towards shin or knee, The left leg is lifting. Good, nice job. There we are. Then we're going to walk the hands back out to the front of your mat there. Return to the down dog so that heel lifts. That's right. And then high lunge. So left foot will step forward. Right heel stays lifted in the lunge. Do find your balance and centering. Then hinge your way up, rising up, yeah? Finding your center, squeeze to center, yeah? Belly, legs, and arms if your arms are up, yeah? We're going to rise up, straighten the legs a little bit, then pivot so you can open up towards the right side of the room. Prepped for triangle, straight legs, straight arms. Reach out, tip it over that left leg into triangle pose. Good, we're flowing here. It's a breath in. Exhale, turn torso towards this front leg. Kind of hinge and fold a bit towards parallel. Reaching hands back behind you. Bending left knee so we can sweep the arms forward and rise up to warrior one. Right there. Fold, bring hands to the floor. Sweep this left foot back and up. Down dog, left leg lifted, bend and twist. Stay here if you'd like, or flip the dog. Left foot comes down. You might turn the right foot around so all 10 toes are kind of pointing to the back of the room just to give you a good solid grounding while left hand reaches into the air. Breathe in. Exhale, flip it back over. Left hand down, left leg up into the air. And just lower the left foot down, down dog. Take a break, bring knees to the floor. Maybe even sit back into hero if that feels okay. Yes, all righty. Okay, we're going to do that about, 10 more times. Just warming up. This is Power Yoga with John. Remember the... Oh yes, how could I forget? All right, what's our next segment? Okay, so let me show you this next piece. So that was that right leg flipping us into our wild thing. Here's what the real transition is going to be. After a wild thing, we're going to flip this over. This hand is going to come down. Right leg is going to go up, but a light landing of the hand so I can bring the elbow down to the floor. It's going to be something like this. Okay? So my right forearm's on the floor. I'm pretty stable with this left hand on the floor. Good bend in this elbow. Pretty stable. Keeping that lifted, I'm going to lightly bring left knee to the floor. Here. And I can take this left hand back, finding this foot, kind of for a variation of tiger pose. Okay? We would do this on the hand typically, but we're on the forearm here. I'm going to bring this down. Tuck toes, lift knee, of course, okay, into a dolphin-like position with the right leg still in the air. And then we'll just bring that foot down so you will be in dolphin. Alrighty, let's go through that. Downward facing dog. So we're going to start with that. We're just going to do the flip, okay? But you don't have to do the flip. So inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist, okay? You can stay just like that or take the flip into wild thing. That's the name of that pose. Yep, there you go. You have both feet flat on the ground, reaching straight up into the air or even over your head. Alrighty. Now if you're still in down dog, start bringing the right elbow to the floor. If you're in wild thing, you're going to flip back over. Right hand comes down, right leg up, but then slowly bring right elbow to the floor. Right elbow and forearm, yes. Use that left hand. Okay, reposition the left hand if you need to, just to feel, a little bit more, supported in the posture. That's fine, that's good, yes. Slowly, gently set left knee to the floor. Yes. Free up the left hand, reach back for the foot that's in the air. So we have to bend the knee, grab the top of the foot. There, look at that. It's so easy. Right? You're going to release that back leg. Keep it in the air. Left forearm comes to the floor. Tuck toes behind you. Lift the knee. And you'll be kind of in this variation of dolphin with the right leg in the air. So fun. Bring those toes to the floor. So right foot comes to the floor, you're in dolphin. That's a long way to get to dolphin, isn't it? Child's pose. Yes. All right. Rest up so you can do the other side. Nice job, you guys. Fine breath. Do exactly what you did there, where you paused, took a break, modified. Listen to what your body needs. We're kind of pushing the boundaries here, pushing the limits a little bit more challenging than we may typically experience. All right, whenever you're ready, return to downward facing dog. Okay, I'll do this side with you.
Let's take left leg up into the air, left side, bend and twist. Either stay here or flip the dog. Okay, planting the feet, lifting hips, reaching left hand up into the air. If you're still in down dog, you're going to bring that left elbow to the floor. Otherwise, if you're flipped, you're going to exhale, flip it back over, left hand down, left leg up, gently set left elbow onto the floor or forearm. Reposition that right hand just so you feel a bit more stable, really lifting that left leg. Gently set right knee to the ground. We're just kneeling. Take the free right hand, reach back for free left foot. You have to bend that knee to come to this variation of tiger pose. A little back bend feel, but a lift of that foot will get into that thigh a little bit. We're going to release, extend that left leg back, bring the right arm to the floor, forearms to the floor, tuck right set of toes so you can lift the knee off the floor, returning to a down dog-like position, but you're still on your forearms. And we'll set that left foot down, you'll be in dolphin. Keep a bend in the knees, hips lifting, sinking the chest, and then set knees down, take another child pose rest. Yes.
Or any other restorative position. If it feels better to sit up, then sit up. There you go. Nice. Find your breath. That takes a lot of breath power, breath energy, as well as all the muscular energy. Good. Let's take 3 more breaths. Deep cleansing breaths. Nice. Take your time with this next transition. You're just coming back to hands and knees. You're just going to work your way into downward facing dog. So hands out front. Bringing knees in, tuck toes. Lift knees and hips, down dog. Once in down dog, a breath in. You might exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet to the top of the mat to forward fold. Weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come to standing, reach up, maybe a little extra pause for the extra stretch here at the top. And then exhale, arms down by your side or heart center. Just as before, you can just hold here. We'll just kind of shake all that out. All right, let's put that whole sequence together. Starting a mountain pose, rediscovering your breath. Here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Still okay to bend your knees a whole lot if you need to, so maybe you can touch your toes. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, bend, fold, hands to the floor, hop or step back, plank pose. Come down if you like, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, extend right leg up into the air. Reach, lift, walk hands towards left foot. Make sure the left heel comes down to the floor so you're in standing splits. Maybe a little bit more extension of the right leg. It's okay if that hip opens, no worries. Then we're going to walk the hands back out to the front end of the mat for a down dog, right leg lifted. Okay. And step through for high lunge. Left heel stays lifted. Find that centering and balance. Long spine. Then hinge from hips, rising up, high lunge. Yeah, hug to center there. Once we're tall right here, lift up, pivot left heel to the floor, triangle prep. Yeah, straight legs, yeah. Then triangle, reaching out, rotate arms, right hand down, left hand up. Inhale for more opening. Exhale, turn torso towards front leg. Hinge to about parallel. Pyramid pose, reaching back through hands. Let's bend the right knee for the lunge. Sweep arms forward and up. Warrior one. Fold, hands to the floor. Back to down dog. Sweep right foot back and up. Bend and twist. Stay here or flip the dog. Yes. Hips are lifting, hand is rising up. Inhale, we're going to flip it back over. Exhale, flip it over, right hand down, right leg up. Send right elbow to the floor. Make sure that right leg is still extending. We're gently bringing left knee to the ground. Tiger pose, left hand reaching back. Let's grab that foot if you're able. If you can't reach, just reach for the air. Stay there, that's fine. Little lift for the back bend and thigh stretch. Okay, we're going to release. Bring left forearm to the floor. Tuck toes behind you so you can lift the left knee. Right leg up into the air. Send that right foot to the floor. You'll be in dolphin pose for 2 breaths. Then set knees down. Come back up onto the hands. So you've been hands and knees. Cat-cow. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. 2 more. And this is kind of our little quick rest before we do the other side. So you'll come back to a tabletop position after that exhale. Maybe step hands forward if you need to. Tuck toes. Return to down dog. Yes. Other side. Inhale, extending left leg up into the air. Nice reach, a bit of a lift, light hands. So you can step hands, walk hands towards right toes. Heel comes down for standing splits. That's it. There you go. Nice. Very good. You found it. And then walk the hands forward again. Back into down dog. That's it. Good, Chris. Left leg is lifting. And stepping through for the high lunge. So right heel will stay lifted. Find your centering and balance. Long torso. Whenever you're ready, rising up. High lunge. Hug to center. Legs, core, and arms. You might lunge deeply. Just get into the hips. Then we'll unlock it by lifting. Pivot right heel to the floor, opening up sideways. Strong straight legs, prepped for triangle. And then go ahead and take your triangle pose. Yeah, make those adjustments with the feet. Left hand down, right hand up. We're still moving and breathing. Breathe in. Exhale, turn torso towards front leg. Lower for our pyramid, reaching back behind you. Crown forward. Maybe you are getting a little lower, at least I am. Bending the left knee, lunging. Warrior one. Sweep arms forward and up. Warrior one. And then fold. Bring the hands to the floor. Back to down dog. Sweep the left foot back and up into the air. Bend and twist. Stay there or flip the dog. Wild thing. Plant the feet. Left hand reaching, hips are lifting. Yes, nice smooth transition there. Breathing in, love it. Exhale, flip it back over, left hand down, left leg up. Gently set left elbow or forearm to the ground. Reposition right hand for stability. That left leg is still lifting high in the sky. Yes, it is. Okay. Right knee gently comes down to the floor. Good. Now take left hand, or is it right hand? It's right hand, isn't it? Right hand reaching back to find the foot. Tiger pose, a little back bend if you're able. There, nice. Release. Bring right forearm to the floor. That left leg is still lifting in the air. Tuck toes, right foot, lift knee, down dog. Or really it's the dolphin pose, okay, but the leg is in the air. Then you'll take your dolphin by bringing toes to the floor and hold for 100 breaths. No, not really. Other classes you'll do the 3-minute dolphin, right? Some of you are very familiar with that. Child's pose, bring the knees to the floor, sit back. If that's not restful, find another position where you can gather yourself, come back to this space, come back to this moment. It's quite a journey. Tapping into strength, balance. Good. Slow, deep ujjayi breaths, or just returning to that baseline of deep breathing that's comfortable, feels good, settling. We'll continue with the slowing down process as we come to the end of the dynamics of our practice and start to slow things down, soften things up. So just rise up onto your haunches here, slowly, just transitioning so you can take a seat. So you might slide off to the side, swing the legs out front, sit in the center of your mat. No rush with this. And eventually just lying down and hugging knees into chest. You just hold in stillness, or if movement feels right, just find those intuitive motions. It might be some circles, rocking forward and back, or left and right. Since your feet are free, maybe circling the ankles. Flex the feet, point your toes, circle. You have to rely a lot, on your feet as far as standing, balancing, upside down positions. Good. Okay, next pose here. Just find a hip opener. It could be happy baby pose. I'm just going to throw out some options. Happy baby pose, reclining cobbler's pose. Okay, any hip opener or some variation of those postures. You might choose one that might be your favorite, or the one that your body needs at this moment and stay there, or you might go through a variety of some hip openers. Perfectly fine just to move just naturally and intuitively, even if it's not, a yoga pose. Maybe it's just a stretch or a movement that would just feel good right now. Okay, certainly no rush to move. Our next posture, if you choose to move into it, another inversion. All you have to do really here is just extend your legs straight up in the air. Okay, like you were doing legs against the wall, but it's just kind of legs in the air. That can be your inversion. Here's some other things you could do with this. I know for me, it feels nice to have something underneath my hips. So if I came to bridge pose, for example, lift my hips, slide a block or a pillow or a cushion underneath and sit on it, then extend legs. For me, it just feels better. Okay, so just find what's good for you. So legs in the air. This also could be shoulder stand, okay, or a variation of a shoulder stand if you'd like. Again, legs are extended. That does take some energy here, but feel free to kind of soften the legs a little bit. I like to add a little bicycle pedaling. Again, some movement of the ankles. Maybe wiggle your toes. Find some freedom with this. Some movement of the legs. Yeah, you can go take them wide, bring them together, even cross the legs. Again, finding some freedom with this inversion. And just 3 more breaths. Again, whenever you're ready to move, you can just bend your knees, bring your feet back down to the floor. If you've got that block, you'll remove the block. Hug knees into chest once again. Let's finish with a twist. Let's take both knees over to the left side of the room, a little rotation in the spine and hips. As the knees go to the left, right arm extends out to the right. Settle in, find breath. Take some deep breaths here. Stay here as long as you need to. If you're ready to move, maybe just start with just 3 breaths, just preparing the body to move. Eventually, slowly making your way back to center. You might pause in center for a moment as the back, your spine realigns. And then when you feel ready, just taking the knees over to the other side for your spinal twist. Again, taking the time that you need in this rotation. Whenever you feel complete, make your way back to center, maybe another hug of the knees towards your heart. From here, choose to move into any other pose or movement as the body needs. Otherwise, come to Shavasana, extending your legs out front, arms down by your side, something that's comfortable for you. Of course, you do not have to lie in Shavasana if it feels better today to sit up, or even lie on your side, or even use props like a blanket or a cushion, a pillow for continued and proper support for the body. Please use those items. Return to the awareness of your breath. Just notice your breath as you lie here in stillness. Take 5 slow, deep breaths. Awareness of breath, awareness of body. After your 5th breath, feel free to stay right where you are in Shavasana, or carefully and slowly roll onto either side of your body, maybe to a nurturing pose, and wherever you happen to be, take 5 more breaths. Feeling movement return to your body, more energy, more life. After this last round of breathing, take your time, move as slowly as you can. Go ahead and guide your way up to seated. Nice and tall, lengthen spine, relax shoulders and arms. And bring hands to heart center. And just take one more breath in and out. And as we come to the close of this practice together, we bow saying, Namaste. Namaste.